I will hasten to him, hasten so glad and free. Jesus, greatest, highest, I will come to thee. I am resolved to go to the Savior, leaving my sin and strife. He is a true one, he is a just one, he hath the words of life. I will hasten to him, hasten so glad and free. Jesus, greatest, highest, I will come to thee. Last verse. I am resolved, and who will go with me? Come, friends, without delay. Taught by the Bible, led by the Spirit, we'll walk the heavenly way. I will hasten to him, hasten so glad and free. Jesus, greatest, highest, I will come to thee. Thank you. Have a seat. All right, let's go to the Lord in prayer. Does anybody have a spoken prayer request? Pray for Chloe. That's the little girl we took up the offering for this morning. It's going to go to what is the hospital? St. Jude Children's Hospital for testing, so they can do something with their brain tumor. So, on his family. And the service will be next Saturday, right? Fortunate. Okay. Okay. We have Bruce and Patty keep them in your prayer. And it's good to see them here this morning. Bruce is doing a whole lot better than what he seemed to be a couple weeks ago. Yeah. And he wants to keep working. He wants to go back. And he said 3 of those now that has not worked. So we pray that they'll find something that will help him with his pain, because it's a lot of pressure on his things he can't do because of the cancer in his lungs. All right. Okay. About half the church we had our lowest attendance in almost a year this morning because of so many people that are sick. We had people texting us saying they're sick, and there was kids that a lot of families out. The kids that usually ride with us and stuff, they weren't here. So I pray for everyone's got this virus going around. Something's going on. All right. Anybody else? Okay, Charlie, release prayer. We got testimony. We'll go further. Once, going twice. Don't sit on testimony. Yes, ma'am. Very good. Very good. Anybody else? Praise him for something. Chip? That's right. There's never a dull moment. Josiah went on visitation with me yesterday. We had a great time. We went to see kids, families that had small children, and went to see people of all ages. We had a great time just going out visiting and make himself at home everywhere he goes. And two of the kids came this morning that we weren't sure if they were going to come, and then if we go visit them, they'll come. So they came this morning, which is good. All right. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am. Yeah, very good. Anything else? Praise report or testimony? Okay, a couple announcements. Friday night is a youth rally at Ripley, and it will leave the church at 6 o'clock. Those who want to go, teenagers and up, anyone under teenagers has to have under fifth grade has to have a parent with them. The lock-in for we go to Maranatha. It's coming up at the first weekend in March. And then Saturday we have our leaders meeting, our business meeting at 10 o'clock, and then the leaders meeting, planning meeting to follow that, and go to Vacation Bible School. And we're working on. We already have a plan for Vacation Bible School. We haven't set the date for it yet. And Jason Spencer came to me this morning. He said, "Can you get this?" And he showed me a picture of something. Can you get this for Bible school? A couple chairs. He said, I want to build a spaceship. We're going to combine a spaceship with a time machine, and it's going to be up there on the platform. And he said, I want to build a spaceship, and I want these silver chairs. And I said, okay, I'll see what I can do. And I have a customer that will give them to me. If we find the right thing in his warehouse, he'll just give them to me. I'll take them back when they're done. Okay. And so he's excited about it. He does a great job with the kids and all the ladies that decorate and do things, and we're just excited about Bible school. So we got to pick out the date on Saturday. Okay. Anything else? Hey, open your Bibles, Book of Proverbs, chapter 4. We're in Proverbs chapter 5 this morning. We're in Proverbs chapter 4 this evening. Proverbs chapter 4. This morning I went through in the 11 o'clock service. Proverbs chapter 5 is kind of a warning about staying away from temptation of offering. We haven't taken up an offering yet. Charlie, want to take up offering? Sorry, I forgot all about the offering. That's the last thing on my mind when I get up there is offerings. We did miss him. That's right. I'll pray. Thank you, Lord, for loving us. Thank you for giving us to us. Thank you for provision for us. And thank you that we have a giving church that goes, like, whenever there's a request like this morning, we give. And sacrificial giving, and it's a great thing to do. We thank all that you've given us an abundance that we can share with others. I pray you'll bless an offering tonight, that we'll use what you've given us for your glory. In Jesus' name we ask. All righty, Proverbs chapter 4. Look at your Bible. This morning again, we're in Proverbs chapter 5 and Proverbs chapter 6 and 7. It's warnings about temptation, solicitation to evil, but this is a different thing. How do you resist, not resisting temptation, but the right thing to do rather than just watching out for the bad things, what to do and the right thing to do. Proverbs chapter 4, look down verse 5. Is it sing on? It's not on. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 5. Get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Exalt her, and she shall promote thee. She shall bring to thee honor when thou dost embrace her. She shall
Give to thine head an ornament of grace, a crown of glory shall she deliver to thee. Hear, O my son, and receive my sayings, and the years of thy life shall be many. I have taught thee in the way of wisdom, I have led thee in the right paths. When thou goest, thy steps shall not be straitened, and when thou runnest, thou shalt not stumble. Take fast hold of instruction, let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life. We'll stop reading right there. Keep her, for she is thy life. Thank you, Lord, for loving us. I pray that you'll bless in the preaching of your word. In Jesus' name we ask. Amen. Verse 13, last verse we read, says, she is thy life. And in verse 5, he said, verse 6, he says, forsake her not. Talk about wisdom as if it's making wisdom this thing, an inanimate object, making it a person. And he's saying, go after wisdom. That's like you're seeking after a girlfriend or after a friend or looking for somebody. You're trying to find somebody that you can spend time with. And this wisdom, if it's personified, is if you're getting to know somebody and being around that person. Verse 6 says, forsake her not. That means don't run away from her. She shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. You know, how do we get to this wisdom? There's a great source in the book that is sitting on your lap for wisdom. Look down verse 18 and 19. We'll read a couple more verses and skip around throughout this chapter and other chapters. Verse 18 says this, but the path of the just is as a shining light that shines more and more unto the perfect day. If you have this wisdom that God talks about, that when you're going through life, He allows you to make choices, and it's like a light shining on your pathway. I love to go hunting. I like going in the woods early in the morning. I like going before daylight. I like taking the flashlight and going down the path and knowing where I'm going and just having that light on my path. There's been times when I've gone into the woods when it's pitch dark and my flashlight goes out. You know, if you've ever had that happen, and you think, I can't find out where I'm going. I can't remember. I try to find my way through the dark and trying to get to where one year I was going to the farm out of Ripley, and I've been hunting out there since I was a kid. Been playing out there in the woods since I was a kid. I was going through the woods, going on my way to the tree stand, and my flashlight went out. And I couldn't find my tree stand. And I could hear coyotes yipping off in the distance. And I thought, this is not good. I'm standing on the ground, there's coyotes, and it's dark, and I can't find my flashlight's not working. I love having the light on my path. When Josiah and I walked to the barn at nighttime, we're in the road, going up Jenkins Hollow, going up through the road. And if we go out to feed the animals after dark, then we take a flashlight with us. Even though we're in the road, we want other people to see us, but he likes shining that light on the path, on the road, right there on the pavement. Shine the light. There's a couple potholes in the road, and he's like shining the light on the path. So, and it makes it a lot easier you can see where you're going. Wisdom in life, wisdom from God, that makes if you're walking down a path of life or a path, the direction that you're going, and the light is shining on your path, then it is God's wisdom saying, this is where you're supposed to place your feet. This is what you don't want to trip over. Most people stumble in the dark. Look at the next verse, verse 19. But the way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not what they stumble. So there's people in life go through. We mentioned that this morning, kind of in the message from chapter 5. The way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not what they stumble. I know people that have gone through their entire life rejecting God, rejecting God's word, and they're always stumbling. There's always something in their path that they didn't know this was coming, and everything's bad, or everything they face in life is bad. When most Christians, if they have this path, if they have this light shining on their path, these two, the lost person and the Christian, may be walking down the same path, going the same direction at times, and the lost person is stumbling through darkness, and the Christian on the same path, maybe having the same job, working the same place, living in the same neighborhood, the same number, a wife and 3 kids, 2.5 kids, whatever it is. And they may have the exact same path that they're walking through life, but one has light and they're enjoying life, and one has darkness that they're stumbling through all their life. Look, verse 20, a couple more verses. I love this. My son, attend to my words. That's the light. My son, attend to my words, incline thine ear unto my sayings. Let them not depart from thine eyes. Keep them in the midst of thine heart. For they are life. What is life? The words are life. Look, back up at the last verse 13. He says, she, talking about the wisdom, for she is thy life. And down in verse 20, he says, my words, verse 22, for they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh. Really, keep the heart with all diligence, for out of the issues of life. And God says, here, I want to give you my word. It's that book sitting in your lap right now, or sitting on the pew beside you. And I said, I want I want to give you this pathway. Well, how do you know when you're on the pathway? Look at verse 26, last part we're going to look at in this. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. Let all thy ways be established. What's your ways? What do you have that is your path or your way? Something you do on a consistent basis. What is your ways of doing things? And some people have their way of doing things. I mean, when Donnie passed away, Donnie that sat over here, they went blind, worked on cars. The preacher said it's Donnie's funeral. There's always two ways of doing things. There's everyone else's way of doing things and Donnie's way of doing things. Because Donnie kind of stubborn. I didn't get that from Donnie when I talked to him, but everybody knew him in the car business of working on antique cars. He said he always did everything exactly the way he wanted to do things, and there was no change in how he went. Even his best friends, like Lowell would say, he did his things his way, and he always went his way. Okay. People have certain ways of doing things. I was talking to Jimmy Comer one day, and his friend was sick and was dying. He said his friend that he worked with forever, that if one of them took something apart, the other one could put it back together. Because like if Jimmy took something apart, his friend could put it back together for him. Or if his friend took it apart, either one of them could put it back together because they always had a systematic way of doing things. And wherever you lay, if you taking a pump apart, then they always laid the exact same parts in the exact same place, piece by piece. And so when you kind of put it back together, they knew where everything was. They had a kind of a system, their ways of doing things. We have customs. We have ways, pathways that we're on, and things that we do on a consistent basis. Luke chapter 4, verse 16 says, talking about Jesus, says, as his custom was, Jesus went into the synagogue and stood up to read on the Sabbath day. So, I mean, everybody expected him to be, in today's terminology, to be in church on Sunday morning, to where he's supposed to be. They knew he would be there, and he went in to do the same thing on every Sabbath day, for them Saturday morning. Every Sabbath he'd be in his place doing what he's supposed to be doing. And he'd take the scriptures when it's up to read. Okay. In life, there's the rest of even if our path has light shining on it, there's always life that encroaches on that path. Just like about 20 years ago, Jason Edens came to our property down here at Sissonville, and he cut a path across the hillside and timbered the hillside for us. And so as he timbered the hillside across the holler and up the hill and across 21 up the hill, and when he first timbered it, there was a path that was probably about 25 feet wide. Where they took the dozer through there and drug all these trees out. Okay, well, for the next couple of years, I could walk up that path and I'd go hunting up on that path and just walk around, just enjoy the woods, and it was a great place to walk. But over a process of time, the weeds that took over and the briars that took over. And now there's no path. There's trees on either side and a big briar patch. You could only go through with the dozer to get through. If you want to go, you can't walk through it anymore. It's just a big briar patch going through the middle of the woods. And there's always this encroachment of life that comes through. So we need something to keep our path clear. We need something in life to keep the light on the path, to keep the path clear, so that the weeds of the world and the briars of the world don't get in our way. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 5 says, get wisdom. Get understanding, forget it not. Get wisdom. How you going to get that wisdom? Verse 13 says, she is thy life. Talking about those wisdom. Walk where you have the light. John chapter 12, verse 35. Walk where you have light, lest darkness come upon you. For he that walketh in darkness knoweth not whither he goeth. Okay? How we pursue wisdom. Is it a person that we're chasing after? It says she? Is it a person? No. It is a thing. It's supposed to guide us. It's like chasing after that light. You ever take a light and shine it in a dark room where let make a cat kind of chase the light around? No one ever do that. Isn't that fun to do, to make a cat do something like that? And the cat's trying to catch the light, can't catch the light. Well, John, that's torture. I wouldn't do that to a cat. Okay, don't. Just watch somebody else. I probably didn't do it. Just watch somebody else do it. Tammy's may have been the one to do it. I can't remember who did. But shining the light, just let the cat, just playing with the cat. Cat likes it, okay? Hey, okay. How you pursue the wisdom, okay? One, keep a compass. Here's my compass. I got to look every day to make sure I'm on the right path, okay? I read this, Charlotte, I read this every single day. I got to make sure I'm looking the right direction. About 10 years ago, maybe it wasn't quite that long ago, Tam and Rebecca and I went to Florida on vacation. And we got to this place where we got to go, John Pennekamp State Park is at the Florida Keys. And we got to go out in the boat, 7 miles. They said we're going snorkeling out in the ocean. They take you 7 miles out in the ocean. I thought we were going to an island. And we weren't going to an island. They said 7 miles out in the ocean, and you're on a boat out there. You can see water all around you. That's all you could see. Right, Rebecca? Right, Tam? You couldn't see land anywhere. You could see a boat. And Charlie, as they told us, they said, okay, you put your snorkel on, your goggles. They get this little vest. If you start panicking, you blow it up like that. And it has just enough to keep your head up out of the water. So you float along like a bobber for the large fish to come, bait fish, whatever. Okay. But as we're getting out of the boat, the guy said, see that buoy over there? He said, don't go past that buoy because the current will get you. We won't be able to find you. It's all ocean that direction. Yeah, there's nothing that direction until you get to Europe, I guess, or North Africa or something. There's nothing that way. Don't go that way, okay? Don't go past that buoy. So while we got 2 hours to swim, he said, so keep over this direction, and it was beautiful. The water was clear as bathtub water before I get in it. Bathtub water. The water was clear as bathtub water, and you could see down to the bottom. And you see fish swimming by. There was fish this big. I don't know what they had, yellow tails, and there's like 50 of them swim by right in front of us. There's all kinds of beautiful coral reef stuff swimming around. But we kept coming back up, and we were on the surface, like swimming around like this. But every 2 minutes we're looking around, where's the boat? Where's the buoy? Okay, we'll keep going. Okay? It's like checking the compass to make sure you didn't want to drift past that buoy thing, okay? That floating out there is tethered to the bottom, whatever. It's just a big ball. Oh, you had to find out where that thing was at. You keep checking your direction all the time. Make sure you're over here where you're supposed to be. Because if you look this way, it wasn't there, and you look back and it was this direction, and you know you've gone too far, right? They're going to come looking for you eventually, okay? When everyone else gets back on the boat, they come looking for you and say, oh, there's something floating that direction. You need a compass. It's the Word of God. It's that light. I have to do this every single day. If we ever got to the point where our Bibles were taken away in America, I didn't have a Bible, there'd be something in my heart of hearts that I word if I hid in my heart that I might not sin against thee. I had to write stuff down. I had to write down every verse I have put to memory just so I could go back and read it, because I got to look at the compass every single day of my life. Well, John, don't you know where you're going by now? Yeah. That's like looking, making sure that the boat doesn't move. Or if you're out in the water at the beach, and you go out in the water, and I like going out. I like playing in the water, surfing, whatever. Not surfing, but body surfing or whatever. Kind of look like a beach whale. It's kind of bad. But the truth is, I like every once in a while you got to look back towards the shore. If you're out in the water playing, you got to look back to shore and make sure you're at the same spot. Because kids get out there playing in the water, and before they know it, they're 100 yards down the beach and nobody knows where they're at, right? I like looking back. I like playing in the water, but I got to keep looking back to make sure. Tammy will wave at me. She knows where I'm at. Okay, you haven't lost me yet. Okay, biggest kid in the water. Well, I got to keep looking back, Charlie, so I know I'm at the right spot. Or if we've marked our hotel that we're staying in, and we go for a walk in the morning or whatever, and coming back, I always got to mark my spot. Know I'm going back to the same spot. Okay, that's what wisdom is. Okay, I got to come back to my path, and if I get off the path, I got to look around. Where's the light? And get back on the path. This fall, Jared and I were going to the woods going hunting. He's just a 2 steps behind me. I got my flashlight, and the weeds have taken over the path that we're supposed to be on. And we take a few steps. I said, Nick, I mean, with a flashlight, you probably can't see. Good flashlight, you can probably see farther, but my flashlight, you can probably see from out where here Sue's at. And I'm looking, and I said, well, let's back up till we find the path and get back on the path. Why? I got to keep looking back. I keep going backwards and get back on the path again. Make sure that I'm on the path. Check your compass every day. Next thing is this. Rod and reproof give wisdom, Scripture says. That the ear that heareth the reproof of life abideth among the wise. Learn from your mistakes. That's pursuing wisdom. I did this wrong, I'm going to get it right. I did it wrong first time, I'm going to get it right this time. I made a mistake going down that path. I had to back up where I was supposed to be and get back on the right path. I couldn't tell you how many people I've been in homes in Sissonville that I used to go to church. I got off the path. I talked to a guy yesterday morning, just I know we're there talking to this fella, and he said, I got saved when I was a kid, got baptized when I was a kid, haven't been in church forever. So come down. He said, I can't. So why? He told me, he gave me his reason as to why. You know what we're saying? I'm over here somewhere, and I'm so far from that path I can't get back. So we'll shine the light right here. Come back over to the path. He knows where we're at. Okay? But the path is here, and he knows he needs to get back over. He said, I love the idea of my kids coming to church. I love that they're coming. I said, you come. He said, I can't. I'm too far over here. Look for the path to get back over to the wisdom. Learn from your mistakes. The fool doesn't learn because he doesn't think he's ever made any mistakes. It's not his fault. Every problem that ever comes in his life is someone else's fault. The lazy man doesn't make mistakes because he hasn't done anything, never gets far enough off the path to do anything, never really gets off the couch much. And a lazy man doesn't make mistakes because he doesn't do anything at all. A lot of times lazy people just criticize everyone's trying to do something. Learn from your mistakes. And the last one is this. Follow those who are going the right direction. Now, I could tell you how many times Tammy's testified to this, to me, to you, to everybody else, that when we met Dave and Becky, she said, they're on that path we want to be on. They got something different about them. We want to go the direction they're going. Keep your compass out there all the time where you can read it. Get back in focus all the time. Learn from your mistakes. And travel the path with those who are on that path. It's easy. It's easy to go stay on that path and know that we're in the right direction. It's easy to keep doing the right thing if you're in fellowship with those that are doing the right thing. The guy who said, I can't come back to church, can't come to church, is because he's with these people. He sees the people over in his path. He says, I know I should be over here, but I'm over here with these. Okay? You choose. We choose who we fellowship with, who we run around with. David Underwood says all the time, we don't know anybody that's bad. We just don't, well, we know who they are. We just don't run around with them. We have nothing in common with them. Pursue wisdom till you find it. Till you stand on that light. You're not the cat chasing it around, chasing the light around. You stand there on that light, and the path is there. Just like God led Moses and the children of Israel with light, pillar of light, fire at nighttime, and a pillar of cloud by day. He'll lead us that way for trusting. Let's pray. Thank you, Lord, for loving us. Thank you for giving us to us. I pray you will direct us and help us be Christians who want to be in every area of our life. That we'll seek your will, seek after wisdom every day. That we'll check our compass every day and make sure we're going the right direction. Keep our head above water, looking for the boat, making sure we know where we're at. Use us, please, for your glory as we got this week. Help us be a witness for Christ and influence on those around us. In Jesus' name we ask. Amen. It's all staying the same. Page 360, Leaning on the Everlasting Arm, page 360. Page 360, Leaning on the Everlasting Arm. Here we go.
What have I to dread? What have I to fear? Leaning on the everlasting arm. What a blessedness, what a peace is mine. Leaning on the everlasting arm. Leaning, leaning, safe and secure from all alarm. Leaning, leaning, leaning on the everlasting arm. Last verse. What have I to dread? What have I to fear? Leaning on the everlasting arm. I have blessed peace with my Lord so near, leaning on the everlasting arm. Leaning, leaning, safe and secure from all alarm. Leaning, leaning, leaning on the everlasting arm.
Marlon, we dismiss us. Amen. Thanks for coming out tonight.